So, howdy, folks. You may notice instantly here that there is something unusual going on for one of my blogs. I am joined today by the very lovely September. September, I'm going to let you introduce yourself here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who haven't seen me on the blog?
All right, I'm September. I live in California. I've been doing DDP yoga since June 22nd of last year. I haven't lost a huge amount of weight, 27 pounds, 28 pounds, but I have lost about 37 inches. Mark and I met in the Team DDP Yoga chat room, and we kind of somehow became accountability partners. So, Mark, why don't you take it over?
I'm delighted you said how we met and how we got talking because I couldn't remember if I'm being 100% honest. So the reason I have you on today mainly is to talk for the people who are unfamiliar with the concept about having an accountability partner. So I'll kind of start with this one. So when I first heard the phrase accountability partner, I was kind of thinking someone who was going to badger me if I didn't work out. Um, Someone who was going to tell me off. I suppose I was kind of thinking like the groups of really judgmental bitches you get in Weight Watchers groups.
Yeah.
And this has really been about for me is more kind of a sounding board for ideas for workout schedules. Someone doing sanity checks on some of the stuff I come up with. Even sometimes just someone saying something as simple as, "Do you think that's such a good idea?" And occasionally nagging me like a judgmental bitch if I tell her I haven't worked out for a couple of days.
Wow.
Just occasionally, when I need it.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to hear the flip side?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So for me, when I started DDP yoga, I I pretty much felt like I was at a crossroads. Um, I'm reaching a point in my life where flexibility was gone. There were things that I was convinced I would not be able to do, could not do, and the word can't was very definitely in the back of my head, even though I always said, "Oh yeah, I know, but yet," but it was still kind of there. So when we started to really talk, and I guess you kind of got inside my head in a way because you kept telling me, no, 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 really, you can do this, you can do this, modify it this way. And having somebody mentor you, because it is kind of mentoring in a way you and I have ended up, I more support you as far as, wow, really? Are you sure when you say you're going to do 10 diamond cutters in 5 days? I think you did say that at one point. Um,
I'd said it would be interesting to try in my defense. I haven't actually done it yet.
well, you did do like 5 or 8, I think.
I
So,
did six in a row, and I did
yeah,
do all of the first set of DVD workouts in a day.
right. Yeah, because that was really, really smart. Um, so for me, it was more about somebody who was there. I mean, you've been doing this for 6, 7, 8 months longer than me, 6 or 7, I guess.
I'm month 18 next month, so yeah.
Right. So just about 6 months. And there's things where really, I mean, DDP yoga isn't easy. It's bitch. It's hard. And there's times where I do call you hashtag mean man because you'll say, no, no, you can do this. You can do this. And I'll be like, no, no, this is not happening. I can't do this. And then I'll do it. And you'll be like, I told you you could do it. And then I want to smack you one. But, of course, I'm too busy bouncing around going, yes, I can do it. I can do it.
Advantages of being
So,
an accountability partner: the ability to say
exactly.
"I told you so." Having someone to tell your heart rate to, or the move you learned that day, who gets it is someone who is going to push me on the bits I need pushing on, while I push them on the bits they need pushing on. Even if it's similar to the situation we're in, where the parts we need pushing on don't necessarily sync up.
you really don't know how far you can go until you push it and you try. And I don't think you get there by yourself because I think DDP yoga for me, I love that I work out alone. But adding the dimension of working out with someone else once in a while, like we do,
Mm.
has been really good. And it's shown me a lot because there's been things where, I've gone in a vacuum. Basically, I've been in a vacuum, doing it my own way and doing my own thing. And Dallas is like, "Hey, you're doing a great job." Well, he can't see me. I think for people that are new, especially, I think teaming up with somebody, if you can find somebody where you're, I don't know, what's a simpatico? Um, find somebody that you're simpatico with, somebody that, you can stand them when they get grumpy or when they're, pretty much telling you just go do it and be quiet. Um, I think the level of skill and knowledge that you have about the program has protected me more than once. And when you talk about your partner doing DDP yoga, mine does not. But he has, I would say he now has a grudging appreciation for what the program can do, because every month when he goes to take my pictures, the first thing he says, and not when he looks at me, but the first thing he says when he puts the camera up is, "Wow." So I'm kind of going, "Yeah." And usually I'm like, "So you're going to try it?" And he's like, "Oh, no, 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 no." But, uh, that wow kind of says it all, because it's just this. And now he's also gotten to a point where if he could not be my accountability partner, I know this in spades, I would kill him, because he would be that nagging bitch who says, "You didn't do your workout yet. Are you going to do it today?" Because he does it now and he's all, "Should I tell Mark?"
Let's be honest about this. When it comes to being a nagging bitch, if you need someone to be a nagging bitch, I can be a nagging bitch. And you know what? You can get pissed at me all you like when that happens,
That's right.
because I ain't the guy living with you. I ain't the guy sharing a bedroom with you. You're pissed at me, I can turn you off, you know?
That's really true. And it's so funny that you said it, because there's some days where I'm just like, well, I'll come back and I'll type in all caps, "I told you I wasn't ready." And you're like, "When you're done, let me know." And it's just like, "Did you really just say that?" And then I start laughing because, of course, once it's in black and white, you look at it and you feel like an idiot. So it's kind of good. And 6,000 miles is the perfect distance for your accountability partner. Another country, it's awesome. Oceans, way far away.
An accountability partner has to be someone you're absolutely okay with being pissed off at, or them being pissed with you.
Yes. Yeah, you have to. It's not like any other relationship I think I have, because, I can be so pissed off at you one minute, and the next minute I'm bouncing in going, "Guess what I just did?" And you're like, "That's awesome." And you don't even know I was pissed. It's great. Well, sometimes you don't. I guess there's times
You,
we do.
you don't get away with it nearly as often as you think. I'd say we have a friendship as well. I wouldn't say that's necessary. And I would say, again, you have to be careful with that, because it has to be someone where, I'll decide if I'm bleeping this later. If I want to go, "Fine, fuck you, buddy," and disappear for, 20 minutes, I have to know you're okay with that.
So let's talk about what happens when you get hurt. Let's talk about that, because I think we've both been through it now.
Yeah, so I think I was first, so I'll start with it, which was my left hip. Which, to be fair, I don't think I ever really got to the bottom of, other than it probably wasn't used to what it was doing. Um, but yeah, and if you are working with an accountability partner, um, first things first, you got to be honest with them. Which means if you're working hurt, tell them you're working hurt, because they can't do their freaking job if they don't know the facts. Um, and the fact of the matter is, my accountability partner is 6,000 miles away. If she tells me not to do something and I want to do it, it might happen anyway, in which case I then have someone to come back to and get pissed at me. You see? That's how it works. Um, but yeah, I mean, so I mean, your role in that really was kind of similar to the role I had with you with a lot of those early challenges, which was basically, an objective voice going, is this what's best for your workout regime right now? Is this what's best for your health right now, ultimately, I guess?
Yeah, because when you look at it, you're not going toward a destination. You're a journey. It's a journey. You're on a journey. And if you get hurt, take care of yourself. Take the time, make it better. That doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you stop doing everything, but modify, figure out how can you make it work. And I remember we had a lot of conversations where you'd say, okay, today I'm going to go and I'm going to do this and I'm going to modify it. And I'd be like, thinking it through, moving around, going, no, I don't think that's going to work. And you'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to try it. And then you come back and go, well, that sucked. Or you'd say, yes, it totally worked. I think when you get injured, you really do. Having an accountability partner does help because, again, you can bounce things off them and bounce off the ideas. And, face it, we've all got the same body parts for the most part, and we all get hurt. At some point or other, everybody seems to get hurt.
Oh, I mean, yeah, this is a kind of a tip for newbies. I do have some of you that watch the blog. Zero impact means less injury. It does not mean no injury. So if you do get hurt, like, go on Google and like Google yoga injuries. Because, all yoga is no impact. The difference between DDP yoga and most yoga isn't the amount of impact, it's the amount of cardio. Um, but like, go and look at yoga injuries. That happens. You are stretching stuff that is inflexible when you start off. It's inevitable that you're gonna hurt something. And a lot of us who started this were either extremely heavy or were injured in some other way or are rehabilitating themselves from impact-based sports. Injuries are just gonna happen. Um, in fact, why don't we go? Why don't we flip this here, and you can tell everyone about your heel, and we'll go from there.
So I think I've had the heel problem for about 5 years. And when my friend Chuck told me about DDP yoga, and he lives 3,000 miles away. So, I have this habit of having good friends that are way, way out of the ballpark. But Chuck said, maybe this would help your heel. It's rehabilitated. I mean, look at Arthur. And I thought, what if? And literally, that was how I started. What if? And we went along, and it wasn't getting better, and then it was getting better, and then it wasn't getting better. And then I started working out with you, accountability partners, and I think it was doing way better. There's been more than once where I've said, oh, well, I'm going to do this. And you're like, you just said your abs were killing you. Why would you do that? Or you just said your shoulder hurts. Why would you do that? So, you know,
Yeah, I mean, there has to be, for a good accountability partner, there has to be a certain level of objectivity. Even like, let's be honest here, I have an interest in seeing you do well, purely because I know, on a completely removing any altruism from it, I'm your accountability partner. It reflects well on me when you do well. By the same token, there are times, and I'm as guilty of this as you are, where I've kind of gone, I'm gonna go hit Red Hot Core. Okay, you said yesterday your abs were killing you. Now, I know full well yesterday I said my abs were killing me. But as far as I'm concerned, that's, I should go and work those abs, they're killing me. You need that voice that kind of goes, no, go do something else. Even if
right.
it's almost not even motivation, as much as saying, go do something that isn't that.
Exactly. Exactly. That's true.
You want someone who is either going to be at your level and can set challenges with you and do them with you, or you want someone who is going to look at the challenges that are out there, and you will want to do these challenges. Like, Sparky's group. Sparky is a really, really motivational guy. You'll want to do his challenges because of the way they're written down. And part of being an accountability partner for someone is to look at the challenge, read through it, and go, nope, not right now. And then to an extent, it is holding someone back from failure because you know they're attempting a challenge they can't do.
Yep.
Um, and that's not an easy thing to do. I've done it to you a couple of times. You've done it to me a couple of times. Um, and you know, again, kind of comes down to being able to be pissed at somebody or being fine with somebody being pissed at you, which is vital as well. But you have to be able to look at a challenge and go, no, or yeah, the flip side of go for it, or the other side of yeah, too easy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And those challenges, every month I look at them and I tell you, wow, Sparky's doing this challenge. And now it's gotten to a point where I'm like, even I look at the challenges and I'm going, for some people, these challenges are probably great. But for me, hitting my mat every single day, or at least, 90% of the days, is more important. And I don't want to get tied into a challenge that keeps me from doing the things I really need to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense completely, and it's a really good segue into the challenge I gave you this month, which I will let you describe.
Okay. So after many months of listening to me complain, whine, any other word you can think of along those lines
Bitch.
about, yeah, bitch and moan, yeah, about not being able to do a push up, you said, that's it. By the end of April, you're doing a push up. And I was like, 1 month? Really?
5 days
Yeah.
to go, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We'll see. It's getting close.
We won't see.
Or,
You can do it.
yeah.
That's what we're going to
Okay.
see. We're going to see you down in a plank position doing a push-up.
Yeah. So we started out the month, and I don't know if you had something in mind or if you just made it up as you went along. I really don't. But we started out with me doing planks and wall push ups. And then I don't think we ever hit counter push ups. It didn't feel like we did much. I threw them in, but you were like, oh, yeah, hit the floor. What? So it's been planks, it's been push ups, it's been going down into what is it? It's crocodile.
Yeah,
One where I'm all the way
it's
down.
it's croc. Yeah,
I just get crocodiles and alligators mixed up. I don't know. Never seen a crocodile. So it's a matter of going down in the crocodile and then popping up, doing the exploding push up, or half of it at least, stuff like that. And then every workout, I actually do try and see where can I get to now.
well, but you see, this is exactly the thing. Like, you had it in your head that planks were hard. Now, I knew full well you weren't finding planks hard at this point because I listened to you when you talk. But
Right.
you don't listen to you when you talk. So what is it? What do you do? Now, here's the fun thing. If you're finding something boring, it's easy. Nobody finds the things they find really hard boring.
That's true. That's true. I would agree with that.
Um, so literally, like, what did I do as your accountability partner this month that was so, fantastic? I let you get bored, but it worked.
It did work. It did work. You rock, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm just totally bigging myself up here, but it's my blog.
But I rock more.
Well, you do because in 5 days' time you're going to be doing a 3 second push-up. So
Yeah, there you go. So here comes the big lesson for everybody that's new. If somebody tells you there's a vitamin program that'll change your life, you're already changing your life with DDP yoga. Just walk away. So a friend said, "Oh, I have these great vitamins. You're gonna love them. They're vitamins in a protein shake, and you're gonna take it, and there's a patch you wear." And I kind of read the ingredients, and I was like, "Well, that sounds pretty good." But
I'm
I
gonna
didn't.
I'm gonna interrupt you there and kind of just like take that a step further. If anyone recommends a meal plan to you that doesn't involve actual food,
Well, no, I was eating 3 meals a day still, but I was also having this shake. But the key phrase part of the whole start of it was I did not tell my accountability partner I was doing this.
no, you didn't. I'm
So
still
go
pissed.
in. So, well, yeah, because I really set myself back. I mean, I think we're just now starting to get to the point where I've detoxed all whatever that shit was out of my system. So this was, what was it? It was October that I started it. And long about the end of October, all of a sudden I'm talking to Mark and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with my workouts. I just don't know. And I remember thinking, it was everything was just really fast. I was flashing it. Just I don't know why. I'm just all hyper and I can't. He was like, has anything changed? No, nothing's changed. And I thought, oh, wait, something's changed. So then I started kind of watching and keeping track, and my heart rate was going up by a good 20 points. With every workout, I was 20 points higher than I had been before. And I wasn't as motivated to do my workouts because I knew I was going to have to fight with my heart rate and figure out how to modify and bring myself down. And I was frustrated. So, about 6 weeks into taking the vitamins, I stopped. And I'm not even going to say what the name of the program was. It's not worth it. But it's, yeah, not a good thing. So I stopped. And I think it was then that I actually told you, well, I was taking these vitamins and you were like, what the hell? And I told you what it was. And I think you looked it up and you were like, what the hell? Uh, yeah.
I think my precise words were, "Did you Google this before starting it?"
Well, I did. There was all kinds of magic out there, man. It looked great. It was
There,
going to change my life.
there are all kind of magic out there in the little bitty diet pills that you can take that help you lose a stone in a week. And while we're at it, I've
Yeah.
got some snake oil I'd like to sell you.
And then you fall over. And you certainly can't do something that takes as much energy as what we do. So the moral of the story wasn't even just that I took them. It wasn't even that it was a disaster. The moral was that I ended up screwing myself over so bad by doing that because it really has taken until what, beginning of February, beginning of March, even
Yeah, pretty much.
to get back on track and get over it and get myself so that, I could start really back into the workouts and back where I should be. Because right now I'm where I should have been in January and it's my own fault.
But you know what it boils down to from the accountability perspective is, you had an accountability partner who you chose not to give all the facts to.
Yes.
And I'm not going to dump on you here because let's face it, you've learned, you've learned this lesson.
But it's really
Um,
true.
Incidentally, guys, look out for half-second pauses. Like if you're talking on Skype, even if you're talking on something like Facebook, like you have enough conversations with someone, you learn the speed they're talking to you. If you say to someone, "What changed?" and the nothing takes about half a second longer to come through than usual, push.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's do a top five. So we're going to do a top five between the two of us here. Top five things to look for if you're looking for an accountability partner. I will start us off. I'm going to go with absolute 100% honesty and disclosure. I'm not getting at you here. I think it is the first thing to mention from that story.
Yeah, I think that probably is. Um, and you completely derailed me because I had one that was really good. Oh, patience. I think you have to, if you're like me, I'm really hyper. I'm, the Energizer Bunny. I'm all over the place, and it's hard to pin me down and go, okay, wait, stop, because I'm like, oh, over there, something shiny, and you're like, no, no, no. Number one, your partner needs to be able to deal with that, and number two, you need to be able to just kind of slow down and focus and go, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. So I mean, communication. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
there you go.
someone
Not
you
patience,
someone you can
communication.
communicate with effectively.
Yeah.
As we seem to be going turnabout here, we kind of mentioned it already, but I'll go for number three. You want someone who you are okay with being pissed at and who you are okay with being pissed at with you to the point where you can go away, cool off for 5 minutes, and come back.
That's true.
That
I think
includes giving me the finger during workouts.
I would never do that. Do
I,
not
I,
clip it
I,
in.
I may have to cut in the footage here of you clearly giving me the finger during a workout, but go on.
Well, and I think one of you should be more experienced in DDP yoga than the other. I think that's
Okay.
definitely important.
Would you say more experienced in DDP yoga or just more experienced in health and fitness in general?
No, I would say DDP yoga because I think I probably have more experience in fitness than you do.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Considering my background, I was a swimmer, competitive swimmer for years and years. But
Actually, now that I think about it, you definitely have more experience on the fitness side. I spent a decent amount of time wrestling, so I probably have more experience on the injury side than you. That probably actually works really well together.
that's true too. That's true too. And I think listening is another one that's really important. When you are talking with people online that you think you might want for an accountability partner, I think you have to see, are they really listening to you? Are they hearing what you're saying? Because that's important, and we're really respectful about that. As far as I'll repeat back to you. Okay, so you're saying I should go do a 45-second plank, and you'll be like, no, I said 50. Oh,
You might have wanted to hear 45.
sometimes.
The fifth one, really, I mean, it kind of ties into, like, I mean, it really ties into all of the other four. You want someone who is invested in you. I mean, everyone's invested in themselves, clearly, but all of those are the four things we talked about: communicating properly, listening properly, having the patience, and even the ability to get pissed. If you've got someone who doesn't care enough about your workout and your fitness to get pissed at you and call you on your bullshit, that's a problem. And it's really easy to tell in a couple of weeks of doing it if the other person doesn't really give a shit. Um, and that what that will become basically is a black hole for your time, your energy, and your patience. So, but before you get before you get too invested in somebody else, check their investment in you.
Yes. And also check their investment in themselves. I think that's really
That yeah,
critical.
that's true as well. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that probably the very best way to find an accountability partner is, even though the forums are good, I think you learn a lot more in chat. I think in the Team DDP Yoga chat, people's true colors really show. Their personalities come out, and you hear them, and you can watch them interact with other people, and you can kind of figure out
You
what
can
I
de-
really
you can definitely very quickly spot the people that you don't want as accountability partner.
right. I would agree with that too.
So we will wrap this up. So I will say thank you hugely for agreeing to come on and talk about this.
Thanks for
Um,
having.
Depending on how people's reaction go, this may be your only appearance. Um, I'm I'm kidding. Actually, it would be fantastic to have you back on. We'll maybe come on and do a talk about certification at some point, and talk about doing the workouts together and how that's going. That good? Are you happy to come back? I
Absolutely.
haven't scared you away. This wasn't too scary then.
No, this was awesome.
Sweet. So, um, I'm not sure when I'm going to post this exactly, guys. I'll have to see how long the edit takes. Um, so this will probably be out after my questions to the plank, which means the next video will be another one. So, enjoy that, guys. Right now, peace. I'm out. Bye, guys. Say bye, September.
Bye.